A Jamaican-style pork tenderloin with a mango salsa, brown rice, so much flavor. It's a weeknight meal and it's what's on the menu. Let's get making it. To start, we want to make a really simple spice mixture and one that can go on both the pork and a little bit on the rice, because we're going to encompass both of those things to make it a pretty quick weeknight meal. So I'm going to start with some brown sugar. Now, anytime you're doing something that's going to have a lot of strong spices, doing some brown sugar, it kind of balances them out. It's not enough sugar to make it just inherently sweet, but it really kind of plays well underneath all the other spices and works really well with the meat. It also browns the meat really well, so it kind of works double duty on that. So then we're gonna add in some garlic, and of course garlic to me, we're using dried spices for this because when you're doing a rub, it's nice to have the dried spices. They actually work as a dry rub then, as opposed to fresh spices, fresh herbs, they wouldn't work quite the same. We're gonna put in some smoked paprika. Now that's one of my favorite ways to add a little bit of smoky flavor. So it's actually, if you smell it, it has this beautiful smoked aroma, but it doesn't have spice. It just has that nice sweet paprika undertone. We're gonna do a little bit of ground allspice. Now, allspice can be a strong flavor, but we're doing kind of some inspired Jamaican spices and flavors, so we wanna make sure to up those, and that's what the allspice really does. It has this more, not floral, but kind of this full, warm spice that is just so good. We're gonna add a little bit of cayenne, because I think it needs some heat. I don't know why I smelled the cayenne, because if I would have smelled too hard, it would have gone right up my nose and then it would have really burned. Now, if you're averse to spice, don't feel bad not adding as much or adding any. I personally, you know this, I love spice. So we're gonna also add in some cumin. That's that really warm spice. And what's amazing about cumin, to me, it works in so many different applications, so many different flavors, and I love it. So we're gonna add in some salt. Salt is super important whenever you're gonna do a dry rub. Whenever you want meat to actually get some more flavor, get some seasoning, you need salt. Then we're gonna add in some black pepper. So I'm just adding in the black pepper and it's freshly ground, and that just means it's gonna be more fresh. It's gonna have more of that pungent spice to it. And then we're just going to mix this up. You wanna make sure the brown sugar isn't in any pieces, and you wanna make sure you actually get that all work together, all that salt, all the seasonings until they're really well combined. Because sometimes brown sugar can have little clumps. You don't want it to. You want it all to be evenly mixed. And look at that. If that is not, it smells really good and it looks beautiful, and that's what's important here. So what I'm gonna do is reserve just a few teaspoons of this. See how I'm just taking it out, put it in here, and this is gonna go into our rice. I like to marry and have the flavors at different levels, and that's what we're gonna do here. The rest of this, we're gonna douse our pork tenderloin in. So you can see this pork tenderloin is a nice cut because it's pretty small, so it cooks really quickly, and it also can actually sit and marinate for not that long and actually absorb some of those flavors. So what I'm doing is really putting this dry rub on, and I'm making sure to pick it up. Don't feel bad about moving it around and making sure you get it on all sides, because we're gonna use the rest of the spice all on this. Now, pork tenderloin is pretty lean, so it doesn't have a lot of fat in it, which makes it a great weeknight kind of staple to have. I keep these in my freezer, and they're just great to pull out. Even if you're gonna have people, this is a really easy recipe to size up. So if you wanna make more of it, you just get more out and you can double it up really quickly. So once I have it kind of coated all really well, I even wanna put the remaining just on there and make sure. We're gonna pop this into the fridge just for like 30 minutes to an hour. So this is where I'm saying it's weeknight. Now, if you don't have all the time in the world, I wouldn't still skip that step. A few minutes with actually hitting this dry rub on here, what it's gonna allow it to do is that salt to really start to permeate the meat. It mixes with the natural juices of the pork, which is what actually seasons and gets it to stay moist and gets that flavor in there. So I'm gonna wash my hands and then put this in the fridge, and then we'll come back and put everything together. I pulled the tenderloin out of the fridge, so it is about ready to go and start roasting, but I want to get the rice ready. So all this gets done in the oven at the same time, and that's why I love this. So I'm using brown rice. You can use whatever rice you want. And I'm just, I rinsed it to get the extra starch off it, and now I let it drip dry, and I'm just gonna put it right into my baking dish. So I like to do rice in the oven. This is something my sister got me started on, because guess what? It's a no-brainer. It's flaky and it's good every time. And then you can just throw it in the oven, you don't have to worry about it. So on top of the rice, we're gonna put some water, but first we're gonna also add that spice mixture. So we reserve some of those spices. We're gonna put them right over the rice, which will really just be delicious and add something to it. And then we're gonna also add some boiling water. Now, boiling water seems like an odd thing, but like I said, we wanna put this in the oven. We want it to be able to cook in a certain amount of time. So the boiling water is kind of gonna give it a jump start, where you're gonna make sure that you have that hot water going so it doesn't have to fully warm up in the oven. And again, this is a recipe that, to me, what I love about it, it's so easy to scale. So it's super easy just to make kind of whatever amount you want for your family and anything like that, and you can just make it work. So we're gonna pour that right in there. And now what we're gonna do is add a little bit of butter. Now, it's personal preference, but when I'm making rice, a little bit of butter to me goes a long way. So I just add a few dots around and just kind of let it then, you know, just work into it as it's in the oven, as it's actually just doing its thing. It just really adds a lot of flavor and adds a little bit more of that richness to it that I think you can't really go wrong with. So we're gonna put that in there. Let's just stir it around a little bit just to make sure that rice is somewhat even down in there, nothing perfect. See how perfect this is? You don't have to sit on the stove top and watch it. The ratio works perfectly. Now what I'm gonna do is cover it with some foil. Again, this is just gonna make sure that it's steaming, it's cooking. Just like when you do it on the stove top, you wanna make sure that it has a good lid on it that's sealed. You're kind of doing the same thing here. Now before I put this in the oven, I'm gonna pull out. In the oven, I have a cast iron skillet with some oil that was heating. So instead of browning the meat on the stove, which I think can be an extra step that you don't need always on a weeknight, I've had this heating in the oven. And what that does is start to get that oil really hot. So when I add this meat, you're gonna hear this. Do you hear that? It's searing right away. So it's gonna create a nice crust on the bottom. Maybe about halfway through cooking, I'll pull this out, flip it just so it gets a crust on the other side. I'm gonna put these both in the oven. They're gonna be roasting and cooking. We'll make a mango salsa to go with it to pull it all together, and we'll be eating in no time. I wanna make the mango salsa, but it's time to flip the pork loin. I do it like halfway through. So when you do it in something like a cast iron skillet, you can see when I pull it out, I'm gonna flip it and it has this nice crust. Look at that beautiful crust. You can tell it's kind of, yeah, it's a nice crust on it, just like we would have seared it on the stovetop. So this is why, to me, when it comes to like a weeknight meal, it works a lot better when you can do things like that because it's a lot of more hands-off time for the kitchen person. So that's what I love about it. So now I'm making a quick mango salsa. So when I go to mangoes, you wanna have them be soft when you touch them. You wanna start having them turn color more the yellow as opposed to all red. But then I like to just peel them because I think it takes the guesswork out of, you know, otherwise you have to slice them off, make cuts into that half you slice off, and then try to scoop it out maybe with a spoon. I find if I just peel them, if you have a good peeler, look how easy that is. And then look, all that is gone. So there's the peel. And now you're just left with this beautiful flesh, which then you can more come in and take your knife and just slice off pieces of the flesh. That to me is much more simple to go around, see all that. My mom personally is someone that thinks mangoes are a lot of work because you don't get a lot of fruit for what you actually are working with because there's a big pit. But my goodness, the fresh mango, that sweetness you get from them, ugh. So I am just, you know, dicing it up somewhat small. To me, there's just nothing like a fresh mango. And you know what? When you can't grow something like this in Iowa, once in a while, it's just really fun to enjoy it. And that's what we're doing here, is we're just enjoying it. And it's nice and ripe, and that's exactly what we want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this mango that we just chopped, I'm gonna put it right into a bowl. So it has the beautiful color. Now when I say a mango salsa, obviously it's slightly different than maybe salsas we're used to that are tomato-based, that are more simple like that, but it's gonna have a lot of other flavors in it too. And so it has that sweetness, but then it's gonna have a punch of flavors like a salsa would that really to me works well with the rice that can soak up so many flavors and the pork. So here I have some red onion and some red pepper and just some bell pepper that I just chopped. And I'm just gonna put them right into here and look instantly at that beautiful color. I think that to me, there's just nothing more beautiful than that. And then we're gonna take some cilantro and I just wanna, you know, quickly rough chop some. Now I know some people don't like cilantro. There are some people that think it actually tastes like soap because they have a different gene, and that's okay. If you don't like cilantro, don't use it. There's not a lot of substitutes you can easily use. You could throw in parsley if you want the green. It's not gonna have the same flavor. Some people, there is an herb, it's very hard to find, called culantro. And it's different than cilantro, and a lot of people that don't like cilantro apparently can actually eat culantro and think it tastes good, but it's a harder one to find. But if you happen to be able to, I think that'd be a great option to try. So I do want to put just a little bit of cayenne in here, just to kind of give it a little bit of spice, which you can see right there. And then I want to just kind of wake it up with some salt. Again, salt is going to be that sweetness of the mango, like its best friend, because it works so well together that I just want to mix this up. I want to let it sit here a little bit, but while it's sitting there, I also want to take a lime, and I just want to juice a lime over it. So what that's going to do is bring out some more of that citrus brightness, and it's going to start help draw out the juices. It's going to mix with the salt, and it's going to start saying, okay, mango, pull out some of those beautiful juices and start creating almost like a salsa-y sauce. So we're just going to squeeze that right over, mix it up, and this is going to sit here and just kind of marinate for a little bit while the pork is finishing up, while the rice is finishing up, and it's going to start really taking on a lot of flavor. So we're going to let this sit, we're going to let that roast, and we're going to have a meal. That's the best part. So I pull out the roast always when it's a few degrees under the temperature, and then let it sit for about 10 minutes, because then it comes to the correct temperature. And so it has been sitting here, and then a few minutes later, I pulled out the rice and let it sit out for 5 minutes covered. And then when you pull off that foil, look at that beautiful rice. And then you just want to go in and just fluff it. Look at that. It's beautiful rice every time. We didn't have to watch it on the stove. We didn't have to do anything. It's just ready to go. And I think this is the beautiful part. So we just fluff it. And guess what? Dinner is served. So while there's different components, we make the roast, we make the rice, we make a mango salsa. It really, honestly, is a pretty simple, and that's why I call it weeknight, because this can be done on a weeknight, and that's what I think is important. So on the roast, I pull it out. Look at that beautiful thing. Look at that crust it gets on the bottom, and it already had it on top, because that's why we turned it over once. That's what I always love. And then you can just, maybe without all the cilantro, you can just chop up, cut up, slice up this beautiful roast that is perfectly cooked. Pork always has a slight pink tinge, so just always check the temperature, but this is perfectly done. And I love pork actually. So tender, so it can take on a lot of flavors, which I think is important, and it's so juicy too. So we have our pork, we have our rice, we have the salsa. We can kind of just make it up, and this is the best part. So this is where it kind of becomes whatever your family maybe loves, whatever they want. You can just dress it up, make it work for them. Do what you love. I think a couple pieces of meat maybe. You know, for me to try it, I'm gonna have to cut up a piece of meat better, because on camera, it is hard to cut, slice, chop, serve meat. So I'm gonna cut up some so I can then just grab it easier. And then look at this though. It's actually a nice presentation, and look at this. See all those flavors that have been mixing together? And so you get the mango, you get the pork, you get the rice, which is my favorite part here, the mango. Okay. What I love is the intense spice rub around the pork that somehow is complemented with the rice that has a little bit of that same dry rub in it. And then the sweetness of that mango salsa with the brightness of the onion and the cilantro in it really wake everything up and allow you to taste it all. This is delicious. Makes me happy. What I like is, even though it's a little bit more of a meal, it has a lightness to it with the mango salsa with the rice, that it's great during the spring and summer months here to actually really enjoy some really strong flavors. So what do I hope you do with this? I hope you're inspired to maybe put some food on the table and make a weeknight meal, because that's what this is. And you know what? My whole point is that if I can do it, not a professional, living on a farm in Iowa, anyone can do this and can enjoy it and can enjoy good food. So share it around, share this video around, because that helps me so much, but it helps everyone see this is doable, this is possible, and it's good food. Check my website, wiseguy.com, for this recipe and all my other recipes. Until next time, enjoy something with flavor. We need that.